A lot of the best organizing starts small. That's not always true of movements, because movements can burst on the scene and take everyone by surprise, whether there's been proper preparation or not. But organizing is different when you're organizing from scratch. And I compare it to starting a fire in the forest after a rainstorm, right? What you really want is to have those big, juicy logs burning merrily, drying out your clothes and warming up your food. But if you use your matches holding up against those logs, they're all going to go out and you're going to be left with no matches in the dark and the cold. So you start with the little leaves under the branches, on the trees, the little dry twigs, and make a little fire. And while that's burning, you're drying out the sticks. And when you put the sticks in, you're burning those, and it's drying out the larger branches. And then the branches are drying even larger ones, and eventually they're drying out the logs, and you have that merry fire burning, right? A lot of times organizers will make the mistake of going to the hardest nut to crack, like in the workplace, going to the most anti-union worker, saying, if I can convince this person, then everyone else will come along. But really, if you start that fire, start activities with the people closest to you already, the low-hanging fruit, start having fun, start creating the warmth of something people will want to come to, then those who are apathetic might get off the fence. Those who are just a little skeptical might get onto the fence. Those who are hostile might become skeptical instead. And the people eventually, as people moved inwards, you're building your organization, you're building your movement, and your story is becoming more accessible to people. And eventually those on the margin, the most hostile, the most against you, well, maybe they'll move toward you and maybe they'll be isolated. Either way, it's all good.